Hello, my name is Jen Misa, and this is my leadership journey. To start, I'll begin with where I came from. I am from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, born and raised. I have a sister and my mother and father that had raised me with two golden retrievers, and my sister also recently got a puppy golden retriever, so we have a lot of animals in our house. And we also, I made an effort to mention my grandma's influence on my education, which is something that I'll touch on in a little bit later. Where I am now, I was formerly studying product design in the College of Design, but now I recently switched to the College of Education and Human Development, studying human resource development now with minors in product design and interdisciplinary design. And where I want to be with that is a project or product manager, traveling with some of the larger companies. I think would be greater to be able to continue traveling. Uh, People who have shaped who I am today have been people that have had the ability to listen, advise, independently think, travel, and serve. And the first person that came to mind was Mark Holcomb, which was a mentor that I had through my middle school and high school years. He was someone that would serve in Latin America and parts of Africa as well. And he always had a way of being super humble about the way he served and just being able to really embrace the cultures in which he was located in, and just always being able to listen with no judgment. In addition to him, my father was my second person that shaped me. His ability to listen is phenomenal. I can call him whenever I need him, and he's always had his passion to serve and high integrity, and these are the qualities that I hope to continue to have over my years. Moments of impact, I separated them into service, adventure, and direction. And to begin with service would be my Dominican Republic mission trip in 2011. The man to the left of my dad on the right picture in the white and tiger shirt, his name was Esteban, and Esteban really had a great conversation with my dad, despite the English-Spanish language barrier that they had. And he began to tell him about his daughter that was sick, that was at home with his wife at the top of the village. And my dad told him that he would love to pray for Esteban's child, and Esteban decided to bring my dad up to the top of the village, and my dad decided to bring me. And so we got to go to the top of the village into this little house, probably the size of your smallest bathroom, and there was a crib, a stove, and a bed, and Esteban's wife was caring for their baby girl, and she, with no hesitation, gave the baby girl to my dad to be prayed for. And after that, it was just a really great experience for me to go through, seeing the cross-cultural connection that was happening between them in the form of trust of my dad going into this home without knowing, and then Esteban trusting my dad with his baby girl that was very sick. And at the end of this experience, my dad ended up giving him money to go to the hospital to get her well, and gave him his email address. And just after we got home from our trip, we got an email from Esteban saying that thanking us for the money that my dad gave him, and that his baby girl was now well because of the finances that my dad provided. On a separate note, a few years later, this past summer, I was able to go to Europe, and this was a moment of adventure for me because I did this solely by myself. One of my guy friends invited me to go 2 months before this trip. It was very new, and I decided to buy the ticket before telling my parents. And this was a moment of really feeling like an adult because it was something I could actually be able to do and financially afford. So I went about it, and while it did conflict with some family drama, it was a great opportunity for me to embrace my adulthood. And lastly, my major switch was a sense of direction for me because of a product design consultancy student group I'm involved in called Design U, which is the logo on the right. And this past summer, I was able to apply to be a division director where I'd oversee 15 students at the U of M, which is the logo on the left, Research and Strategy, which is the division I am in. And this has been a great student group for me to be involved in to embrace my product management and leadership skills, while also still being in the design world. With that, though, comes the fear of me switching outside of the College of Design into a new major. I worry that maybe it was not the right decision because I made it very soon. However, I hope that it is, nevertheless. But my grandmother's approval also because when I went to Europe, I did not get to tell her because I knew she wouldn't approve of it. She only believes in my education. And so her limiting my travel has been a very hard struggle for me because I love to travel. It's what keeps me alive. So one of my biggest fears is just being able to continue traveling because that's something that gains more opportunities than I've ever experienced in my life outside of it. And lastly, the strength that I'm proud of is my persistence. I believe that's where it got me my Design U position as the Director of Research and Strategy. Being able to adapt was another one I put because of travel. It's always been something that you need to do in order to be successful in traveling. And then having acceptance in life. I put a picture of my mother just below that because she's a lady that causes me great frustration and she's very hard to accept. But I believe that I've been able to accept her outside of my college career because of going through these experiences. So that's a little bit about my journey in leadership. Thank you.